So these are called SM100 by Sivga, and for some reason these are called headphones instead of earphones or IEMs. I mean, this is what they mentioned on the box, and it comes in this very minimal box packaging. The price is around $40 to $50 or between 4 to 5,000 Indian rupees. And when you will open the box, you have your headphones, of course. Then you have some extra pair of ear tips. You get a very nice looking cable, some paperwork, and that's pretty much it what you get in the box. Now, if you look at these SM100, so these are made from zinc alloy. If you look at the faceplate, so it comes in that matte finish with that Sivga branding. As the finish is matte, so it won't attract any fingerprints, but rest part of the housing is actually glossy in finish. And if you look at the back, so there is one tiny screw, I guess, that holds the housing and the faceplate together. And when I look at these headphones, so I had to ask to the brand why these are called headphones and not earphones or in-ear monitors. So they have to say that headphones is kind of a very general term that is used for variety of audio products. And when I looked at this design, so I thought it was like very similar to the Sennheiser's IE200 and IE300 series. So I went to the Sennheiser website and they look very similar to those, and Sennheiser choose to call their IE200 and IE300 as headphones, so probably they are also calling these as headphones. And if you look at the quality of cable, so it's like a very good build quality. The color matched everything very well. Look at the color of IEMs, the cable, and also the 3.5mm connector, and also the volume controls. Everything looks like it's a single piece and everything feels tied up together very well. If I talk about comfort and fitting, so I would say that these are very small and very compact. The design was a bit unconventional and it took me 2 or 3 days to get used to this particular shape, but after that things got settled up very nicely. I've been using it regularly for the last 1 week, and I would say that whenever I'm wearing them, first of all, there is a lot of breathing space for the ear because it doesn't cover your ear entirely. And I like this particular part of the cable because it turns up immediately, and your headphones are not only secured in place just with the help of this particular nozzle, but also with the cable. So no matter how much you're moving your head, it doesn't pop out of your ear. Also, the best thing is that these headphones give you a very good flush finish. So let's say you are listening to music and you slept and you woke up in the middle of the night, so you won't notice any sort of pain or any sort of heaviness. And these are like very good pair of headphones that you can use for extended period of time. Now, talking about technical specifications, so these headphones come with 10mm dynamic driver with polyurethane plus sapphire-like ceramic composite diaphragm, and they have dual chambers inside. The value of impedance is around 27 ohms, sensitivity is around 107, and they cover a frequency response from 20 Hz to 40,000 Hz, so a little bit extended in the high frequencies. And as the impedance is around 27 ohms, so you can use any sort of entry-level tags to drive these properly. Like I used the Audiophile D7, and I also tried the Audiophile Note. Both of them were perfectly fine. And here is the sample of the microphone. So this is the kind of audio quality that you can expect from this particular microphone. I'm wearing the earphones normally at the moment, and when I bring the microphone close to my mouth, so this is the audio that you can expect. The fan and air conditioners in my room are off, so do let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Now, talking about the audio quality, so first of all, I inquired the brand what kind of users they are targeting for with these headphones. So they have to say it's meant for more casual users out there, and it's a very entry-level headphones. And if I check the frequency response, so I noticed that it's a very flat and a very neutral curve. There is absolutely no bass in that sub bass, mid bass, and lower mids, and it's a little bit bright in the high frequencies. And on a practical usage, I also noticed that if you're someone who's looking for a bass boosted experience, you can stay away from these. And also, if you are coming from Oppo, Realme, and both, then also you can stay away from these. But when it comes to the details in high frequencies, I would say they give you enough details with a lot of control on sibilance. There is absolutely no C's and S's, making the overall experience very peaceful. And overall, it's a very bright and a very energetic headphone. The best part was the gaming experience, because if you notice, if you are in that game of BGMI, and the moment you are trying to jump from the plane, that walk that is there on the deck, so I don't know, I never noticed that there are also footsteps involved in that particular animation. But with these SM100, I was able to identify the footsteps, and I played 2 or 3 matches of BGMI, and I would say the stereo, the directions, and precision in 3-dimensional space that I got with these SM100 was phenomenal. Although whenever the gun firing and explosions was there, so that was little bit of setback because the bass is absent, but overall gaming experience was too good. When it comes to the music experience, if you are someone who is looking for that Punjabi songs with a lot of boom and all, so you can stay away from these because you're not going to get that from these. But with a little bit of EQ, you can also refine your music experience. So raise those sliders on the low frequencies, bring down the sliders on the high frequencies, and don't overdo in the low frequency section because drivers don't respond very well to the elevated bass or bass boosted experience. So just do a little bit of subtle change in that particular area. And I've been using them with this particular setting for over a week now, and I would say that I was very much convinced. And I must say that The sound signature of these SM100 sounded similar to the Sennheiser CX275S. I didn't tested them in parallel, but I will do that in some of the future videos. So anyway, this was my take on the SM100. As a first time user, you can avoid that, but if you are a mature user and you are listening and who's looking forward for a very laid back experience, I mean comfortable headphones that doesn't hurt you, that give you a pleasing experience, doesn't have too much bass but good forward vocals, and if you want to watch them like movies or any sort of a podcast or any sort of online lectures, this is the area, or you can say this is the probable use case of these SM100. So anyway, thank you so much. Make sure to subscribe and see you in the next one. Take care.